obviously you had a pretty effective night, double-double. What was working well for you tonight?
I mean, we're still learning each other. I think we can still get just when we get time together, we're gonna figure out where we want the ball and get guys open shots. But I think we did a good job. Teammates found me got a couple looks from 3-point line, then just crashing the glass and go at the rim and yeah, nothing. I don't think there was anything special to that today.
Kelly said he hadn't played with a lot of two big lineups that can spread the floor. Have you done that much in your career?
Last year, I mean, we played with bigs.
Yeah.
We had a play with Kevin Love and Mobley a lot of last year, so kind of got used to that. But of course, it's a different lineup. Everybody's different, and we just got to get used to playing with each other, and so that'll come over time.
What are the advantages of having two bigs that can kind of step out and open up the rest of the floor?
I mean, it opens up the lane for driving, and the help side can't pull in that much with having the guys in the corner. It's just being able to shoot the three ball, and of course defensively it gives us a different look as well. Kind of having big guys down there.
So you mentioned guys still getting used to playing with each other. What were kind of the biggest issues in that first quarter tonight?
Yeah, like I said, first quarter was the problem tonight, and I think it was started from defense really, because when you dig in that hole, you give up 40 points in the first quarter. It's tough to come back from that, and we did a better job in the second quarter and then second half, and obviously made a game at the end. It's a long basketball game, so. But yeah, defense wasn't really. They shot 11 free throws. They made 11 free throws in the first quarter, so kind of got a couple of cheap ones there, and then we kind of picked up the intensity after that and got better from there.
Seems like Walker, obviously he's a rookie and he has the moments he struggles, but it seems like there's some things he kind of has a natural feel for early. What have you seen out of him to this point?
Well, he's really big, got a big wingspan. It's tough to finish over him, and so we know that, and we gotta, when he goes for the blocked shots, we just gotta smack down to the bigs and go get the ball when the guys are missing their layups or he's blocking the shot. So he has a good feel for that, when to go and when to just challenge, go vertical, and so offensively, obviously, he's a big body down there he's got good hands and he can finish the ball.
You've spoken about wanting to kind of be able to show more components of your game like you get to do with the national team at Eurobasket. How's that been to this point through 3 preseason games? Do you feel like you've been able to do those things?
Yeah, and I think we got the freedom. We play open. We got a lineup of whoever catches the rebound, we can push the ball, and I think it gives us a different look. It's tough to guard when it's so quick. Whoever, Jared or KO or whoever catches, and we can push the ball, and so I think it's pretty free on offense when we just got to get some stops and get out and run, and that's when the game gets fun too. Just not taking the ball out of the net every time. So.
You a fan, or is it just a shirt?
Just a shirt, but I mean, Kiss is undeniably, rich. So.
Your point guard play is really developing from where it was last year. That was a kind of a key focus in summer league as well. So have you felt that? What are you seeing differently?
Yeah, I mean it's hard, or it's different with a bunch of different guys, and guys just learning your voice and stuff like that. So it's all part of the process of getting guys to gel together. Yeah, so that's just part of the process.
See Mike really even come out today on the court in the fourth quarter and working with you and kind of going through stuff. What type of stuff does he tell you that you can translate immediately to the floor?
Honestly, just thinking the game, thinking plays ahead, thinking about what happened on the last 3 plays. Like, did we get a good shot? Like, what's the flow of the game going? And basing your decisions on what to call next based on those past few plays. Because it's your job to make sure we get good shots and take the right kind of shots at the right time. So that's the kind of stuff we talk about.
Do you feel like this is how you played at Baylor, or does this feel different to you?
No, I mean, I wasn't the on-ball guy at all, but I'm highly capable of playing on the ball and making the right read. yeah, and I think honestly, I feel like I play better attacking and getting guys involved. I feel like I can get in the paint anytime I want, and I think that just sets guys up.
Do you feel like the game is slowing down for you? I mean, that's kind of a common stereotype. The more you're in the league, the more the game slows down.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the case.
Yeah, for sure. And just I think more so for me is just playing the game and not trying to think the game. Yeah, I think that's happening for me, sure, slowly but surely.
How different is what Will is asking you to do from what you were having to do last year when you got in the game?
Last year it was kind of like a fill the gap of what does the team need. I mean, honestly, I didn't get a lot of opportunity to kind of play long stints, so it's kind of really hard to say what exactly they needed from me at different times. But I think this year it's getting guys organized, making sure we're calling plays that fit the right scenario during the time of the game, and yeah, so it's obviously just different.
Obviously, the vibe. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The vibe of the game obviously was kind of different in that fourth quarter while you were out there. What really changed kind of that stretch as you guys made that comeback?
I think guys just we weren't pressing as much. We were just like making the right read and getting off the ball sooner than later. And our defense was a little better too.
How hard is that, I guess, situation that you were in last season where it was like, I guess the thought for guys who are getting those small stints is like make the most of the opportunity, but it's like no defined role and you don't know if it's going to be like in mop-up time or like when you're going to get the chance. So like how hard is that to actually make the most of those moments?
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of being a rookie and being a first-year league guy, and for me, it's like, let me make sure you're faithful with a little bit, and then I'll give you more. So I think that's just part of the process of growing up, to be honest.
Do you think that because you said that you're not thinking too much about the game now, do you think that you were maybe overthinking it a little bit last year?
No, honestly, it was like I didn't have that much time to think and have that much, so it wasn't like that. I think more so it just kind of wasn't my time, my opportunity, me, new team, coach, having trust in me. So that's a totally different story. But this year, I think my job is to be a point guard, get guys involved, get guys organized, and yeah, I think from that I'll flourish.
So what's the next step for you?
Get better tomorrow, go to the gym tomorrow, make sure I'm healthy.
How much do you learn in a game versus in a practice?
A lot, just because we call a play and our team knows the play. So I think I can manipulate the defense more so than so at practice. So I think that's like a pretty big difference.
In the fourth quarter, what did he do well that you liked, and what do you want to see going forward from him?
Yeah, I think in the fourth quarter he really found his identity. He stuck to keeping it simple, play defense without fouling, protect the rim, rebound, and then really run, because he can really get out and run the floor. He got a couple easy ones. Offensively, his screening angles were a lot better in the fourth quarter, allowed him to get behind the defense some. But it's a learning process for him. Being a rim protecting big as a rookie is hard in the NBA, and he had a couple cheap fouls early in the game, so that's something that he'll watch film on and continue to work on as we head towar's opening night.
What does those moments for rookies especially do for their confidence kind of going forward?
I think it's great. The NBA is hard. It's hard to play well in any NBA game. Preseason, regular season, it doesn't matter. So, it's always nice to see some success. He works really hard. He studies the game. He works with our assistants a lot on film. So, again, it's just all about trying to accelerate his learning curve in any way that we can. So I was really happy for him in the fourth quarter.
How far back have you looked at Jared Butler's game? Because at Baylor, he looked a lot like this, and then last year, he was really sped up by the NBA game. So what have you seen to get, to develop to this point?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Jared last year, especially heading into the interview process here. And, similar to Walker, the NBA is hard when you first come in. It is a different speed and a different level of physicality, and I think Jared's worked really hard. Was happy for him as well that he was able to have some success tonight, because he did. He looked like he had some poise and good decision making. Ended up with 6 assists. So, again, every year you're in the NBA, it slows down a little bit for you, especially when you're a decision making guard.
What do you do when Pop calls a timeout 9 seconds into a game?
I wish that was the fastest one I've seen. It wasn't too unexpected. He was clearly unhappy about something on their first defensive possession.
You talk about, you really want this team to play hard. There's going to be, growing pains, but you want to play hard. What's your thoughts in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, that's what we want it to look like. I was really proud of that group. Their physicality, they continued to play through some mistakes, covered for each other on defense. And it really bled into our offense. They got out and ran and threw the ball ahead, and nobody held it. Again, they were able to find that rhythm, of what we're trying to do, what we've been working on in practice. So, you can see it gets the crowd behind them, and that's what we want. Like, we want to play a style of basketball that our fans are proud of.
What, I guess, other end of that coin is what disappointed you most about the first 3 quarters?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the first 3. I think it was really the first quarter. I mean, to give up 39 points in the first quarter, they shot 13 free throws. I thought we had a bad blend to start the game of a lack of physicality and fouling. Sometimes you can foul a lot because you're being overly aggressive. We kind of did neither. We had a lot of cheap fouls and the silly fouls in the first quarter, which put us in a hole. NBA games are long. 48 minutes is a long time, but to dig yourself out of that kind of hole is exhausting. And I think, we saw that at the end. We fought our way back and just couldn't get over the hump. But it was really the first quarter to me that stood out.
Did that kind of just show you how much this team needs of Mike Conley?
One, yes, we love when Mike plays. I'm not sure that what happened in the first quarter was indicative of, the lineup. I think it was more our communication wasn't very good on the defensive end, and we kind of got behind the curve on that end and fouled too much. I love when Mike plays. We love when Mike plays, but I don't think tonight had anything to do with Mike.
You talked about wanting to move the ball a lot and have guys share the ball. It's not a secret that you have a lot of guys that play pretty ball dominant, though.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you kind of get them to balance that?
Yeah, you said the right word. It's a balance of picking your spots. There's some guys who are really good attacking off the dribble, and I think it's not limiting their ability to attack off the dribble. It's once I attack off the dribble, what decision am I making? Is it a time for me to shoot, or have I collapsed the defense and I need to find my teammates? Again, we have a lot of guys who play hard and attack the rim with some force, but we have to just continue to improve the decision making.
Talon really seemed to impact the game defensively with his energy in the fourth quarter. What did you see from him?
Talon has an elite level of physicality. Just his frame alone, really long arms, very strong, low center of gravity. And he dug in the fourth quarter on defense, and it actually ended up sparking him on the offensive end. Was able to attack the rim and get fouled. He's a guy that's hard for people to keep in front, but, for him, we're trying to make sure that he understands that his identity starts on the defensive end of the floor, and I thought he did a really good job in the fourth quarter.
What do you like about that 3 big lineup that you go to sometimes with Lauri, Kelly, and Walker?
Lauri, Kelly, and Walker. Yeah, I think we have one, because of our size, we have the ability to protect the rim. Secondly, we're able to control the glass. I think that's going to be a big part for our team, is just making sure we secure defensive rebounds. Lauri and Kelly give us playmaking, passing, both from the perimeter and if they're in the post or on the elbows. Walker's still trying to develop parts of his offensive game, so I think those guys are a good mix.
What is the fastest timeout you've seen Pop take?
Ooh. I think, it was on the first play. I think the first play just happened faster than that.
Yeah.